you have to say it or not, but any Jewish person who revert to Islam, he should say that he bear witness also that Jesus Christ is a messenger of God. Is not a son of a bad woman like what they say before. And also for Christians, because Christians, they say that he's son of God, he is God. No, he's not God's son. He's not God. He's a messenger and prophet of God. So this is the Shahada. You have to say it by your own mouth, just to assure this is something that you say and this is something you promise to do. It doesn't mean that after saying the Shahada, then you are promising that you will never do any sin, mean that you will never disobey, because when you do a sin, it means that you are disobeying the orders of God, right? So no one is complete, no one is perfect. No one can say, I will never do a sin. But at least you will do your best to follow the orders of God. And you have Him as your Lord, and you have Him as your God, the one whom you worship. And if you did a sin, you ask Him for forgiveness, He will forgive you. So this about the Shahada. So the Shahada, to say that God, Allah, is the only one to be worshipped, no one else. This is the second pillar of Islam, which is the prayer. In Arabic it's called Salah. Some people, they write it in this way when they write in English. Salat with T. This is not correct. It's Salah. This is how to pronounce. When we start taking some things about Arabic, you know this letter, which is looks like a person opening his mouth and having two eyes. This is called Ta. It's like T in English. And it can be written like this and can be written like this. Okay? When it is written like this, it is always mentioned, it's always pronounced as T. Like in Arabic, when you want to say a girl, it's like this. A girl, bint. Bint. B, ba, and then noon, and then ta. Bint. So it is always pronounced ta in this word. But here in this word, salah, this letter, this ta is different from this ta. We call this the open ta and we call this the closed ta. Because this one is open and this one, the circle is closed. The difference between the open ta and the closed ta is that the open ta is always pronounced as ta. But the closed ta sometimes is pronounced as ta and sometimes is pronounced as ha.
Oh yeah, as in salah.
Yes. So when it is pronounced as ta, if you are connecting this word with another sentence or another word. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ كَانَتْ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ كِتَابًا مَوْقُوتًا. The salah is a duty for the Muslims and it is specified by time. So he said, إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ كَانَتْ, because here say صَلَاةَ, because there is some continuation after it. But when you say only salah and stop, you say salah, not salat. So if you are going to end the sentence here, you say salah with the ta. So if you write it as one word only, so if you want to write it in English, you write it with H because this is how it is pronounced. The prayer is the first worshipping part, and we do this every day. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it a duty for us to do it 5 times a day and 5 different times. We are not allowed to say, okay, I'm very busy today, then I'll collect all of the 5 prayers before I sleep. No, we are not allowed to do that. There are times of each prayer, and there are times regarding the sun and regarding the timing for each prayer. So they have to be 5 prayers divided among the day. In some certain cases, you are allowed to collect the second 2 prayers and you are allowed to collect the last 2 prayers. For example, if you are traveling, you have a permission to collect the second 2 prayer and the last 2 prayer. So you pray Salat al-Fajr, the first one, and then Salat al-Dhuhr and Salat al-Asr, the second 2 together, and Salat al-Maghrib, Salat al-Isha, the last 2 together.
I have a question about this. When you collect the prayers, do you have on which time do you have to pray it? Is it any time between Dhuhr and Maghrib? And
yes.
Then any time between Maghrib and Fajr?
Between the time of the first prayer, the start time of the first prayer, till the end time of the second prayer.
Okay.
Yes. You will describe this in details. So before you do the prayer, there is something you need to do, what is called wudu. Sometimes you try to write English word for it, but actually there is no English translation for it. So if you want to pronounce it, it is like this, for example. Wudu. Before you do the prayer, make wudu. And what is this wudu? Is washing parts of your body with water, cleaning them before you do the prayer. Because in Islam, the first chapter of Sharia, people think about Sharia like killing people and stuff. The first and the most important chapter of Sharia is called the chapter of Tahara, the chapter of cleaning, the personal cleaning. So this is the first chapter of Sharia. How to do the personal cleaning for your body, for your place, and the rules for this. And this is part of the cleaning. Before you do salah, you do wudu. And we will describe about wudu later on. But before this, before you do wudu, you make wudu with water. So there are rules in the chapter of cleaning which water you are allowed to use to clean yourself. There are rules about the type of water. Okay? So and this what we are going to talk about now, because before we talk about salah, we need to talk about how to make wudu, and before we talk about how to make wudu, we need to know how to use the water and which water. So there are 3 types of water, or there are 3 types of things. First, clean. Second, impure. Third, cleaner. So types of material are divided into these three things. There are things which are clean by itself, and there are things which are impure, not clean, and there are things which are cleaning things or cleaner things. What is the difference between this and this? The difference is this. This thing is clean, but you cannot use it to clean something else. And this thing is clean, and you can use it to clean something else. And this thing is not clean. So those are the types of things, which are the types of substances, and it will come the types of water and types of other things in terms of cleaning. So mention small examples about things which are not clean. The urine of the human is not clean. The blood of human is not clean. The stool of human is not clean. About things which are clean, but you cannot use it to clean something else. Milk, for example. Milk is not impure, it is clean. But you are not allowed, in Islam you don't take a shower with milk. You cannot use milk to clean your body. It is clean, but you cannot use it to clean something else. Other types of liquids like juice, like this stuff, they are clean, but you cannot use it to clean something else. Now the cleaner, the main cleaner is pure water. And this water is the water that comes originally from natural sources. Meaning that the water that comes from rain, comes from rivers, from lakes, even the sea water, it has salt, but still you can use it to clean. To clean your body, of course it comes another topic when you clean your clothes, for example, because the salty water, you cannot use soap with this water. But to clean your body, the sea water is okay. But water which comes, for example, from sewage treatment, this water cannot be used as a cleaner. If it comes originally from sewage, you don't use it as a cleaner. It has to come from a natural source. So I don't think in Norway they are using treated sewage water, right? We have a lot of water here.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So those are the three classes for cleaners, for substances. So to use water, it has to be a cleaner water or like cleaning water from a natural source. And then it comes another rule. What will happen if these two mixed, or if these two mixed? If some water, cleaning water, was mixed with some other type of substance which is clean, or it was mixed with some type of substance which is not clean, can we use this water to clean or not? This is not a question for example, in places like Norway where there is a lot of water. The water comes from the valve, right? So if you have a water that you suspect, okay, you can just throw it away and you can have water from the valve. But if you are in a condition that you have a limited amount of water, and if you lose it, then you don't have other water, then there are rules about when you can use it if it was mixed with something else. So if the cleaner water was mixed with something clean, like what? Some people, they mix water with perfume. put some perfume in the water to make the smell looks nice. Some people, they mix the water with soap, and this is very common thing. If, for example, if you take the, I think that train or the aircraft, the water that comes from the valve, in many companies it is already mixed with soap. In some companies you have the water there and you can get some soap, and in some others you can get the water already mixed with soap. So those are two examples of when you can mix the water with something clean. Now, in the according to the rules of Islam, can you use this water to clean yourself or not? You can use this water to clean yourself under one condition, that the amount of the water is more than the amount of the other thing. So if you mix water with soap, soap is not a cleaner by itself. For example, you cannot use soap alone without water to clean. You have to use soap with water. This is how it works. Because the soap, it will have a chemical reaction with water, and these bubbles that comes out, these are the things that clean. So soap itself as soap, cannot be used as a cleaner, but soap with water. So if soap is mixed with water, or water is mixed with something else like perfume, whatever, if the amount of water is more than the amount of the other thing, you can use it to clean. But if the amount of the other thing is more than the amount of water itself, you cannot use it to clean. If in case of the second condition, if the cleaner water is mixed with something impure, like, for example, if you are having a vessel of water, and then, for example, some drops of urine fall into it from a human or animal, whatever. So what will be the case here? Should we throw the whole water? It is better to do that, but if you have only this water, then there are conditions. The water has three properties: the color and smell and taste. So different substances, they are different in these three. But water, pure water, what is the color of the water?
Clear.
It has no color. What is the smell of the water? It has no smell. What is the taste of the water? It has no taste. It has no color, no smell, no taste. Maybe some mineral water, it has some taste because of the taste of the minerals. But pure water, it doesn't have a color, doesn't have a taste, it doesn't have a smell. So if a small part of impure thing fall into the water, and any of these three properties changed, then you cannot use this water, you have to throw it. But if it was a very small amount, so that none of these three properties changed, then if you don't have any other water, you can still use it. So this about water when it is mixed with something clean and when it is mixed with something impure. There is some other rule about water when someone use it. Mean that, for example, you have a vessel of water and someone put his mouth and drink from this. Will be this clean or not? If someone use, because normally in Islam it is part also of the of fiqh al-tahara, the chapter of cleanness. You should not, if there is a vessel that you will drink and some other people will drink from it, you are not allowed to put your mouth and drink from that. Either you have something like glass or something to put Or if you want to drink, don't put your mouth. You can put it like this and yeah, you understand what I mean, right? So, but don't put your mouth on it. So at that time, no one knew about infection, but just Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told us to do this. But if it happened that someone put his mouth on that thing, then should use this water or not? If this person is healthy, you can use this water. So the mouth of human is not impuring the water. But there are some animals, if they drink from this water, you cannot use it. In this case, there are two animals, the dog and the pig. Those two animals, if they drink from the water, their mouth is not clean. And they discovered this long time ago about the types of bacteria in the saliva of the dog. So if a human drink from this water by his mouth, it's okay. It doesn't matter if this person is Muslim or not Muslim. If a dog or pig drink from this water by his mouth, this is impure, so you have to check about this, if any of the properties change. This is about the water itself. Then there are rules about the containers of water, the vessels of water. First, people in the old times, sometimes they use vessels who are made of leather. Made of, the leather is the skin of the animal that is treated. So, the vessels of water, to store water, if it is made of the leather of a dog or pig, you are not allowed to store water there. If this leather is not treated, actually, in this case, it will be called skin, not leather. What is the difference between skin vessels and leather vessels? The skin vessels are when you get the skin of the animal and you put some salt on it and then you keep until it become dry. This is called treated skin. But the leather, it is something else. It is processed by acids. So this is the difference between treated skin and leather. So in the old time, they just used to treat the skin and make, sew it and make a vessel out of it and store things in it. So all of the vessels are okay except the things which are made of the skin of these two animals. And there is another rule which is not related to cleanness. We Muslims are not allowed to eat or drink in vessels which are made of gold and silver. So if the vessel is made of gold and silver, we are not allowed to eat in this vessel or drink. This is not something related to cleanness, because when Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was asked about this, he said, in this life we are not allowed to use these things, but in paradise we are allowed to use it. Because in this life it is not meant to enjoy everything. So there are some rules in Islam for things, specific things, few things, that we are not allowed to use just to remember that this life is a test for us. So we don't have this in everything, like for example, like monk life, but we have this in some things to remind us. So one of these things, we are not allowed to eat or drink in silver or gold vessels. Is the door downstairs not open?
I think it's open. No? Should I go down and check?
Sometimes it's like closed
Yeah.
to the
Because this, I think it is open by.
So if food is like served in a silver plate, then you actually it's not supposed to have it. A vessel is like
Yeah, the meaning is that, yeah, this is a good question. The meaning is that you don't use this in your house.
like yourself. But
Yourself.
if you go
Yes.
somewhere and they
Yeah, if you go, if you are invited by someone and he's, for example, one of your friends or your family, and they are serving, then it is not. The gold and silver will not make the food unclean. It is
No.
not part of the things which make things unclean. But we in our houses we don't buy silver and gold vessels to eat in.
But is it the material or is it even because some plates has like just a paint of gold around it?
Yes.
This
is also another good question. The rule is here for the thing which is made of gold.
Okay.
Or made of silver. Yes. I remember one story of one brother in the US. One day he was invited by one of his friends. He was not Muslim, and he came. He found that all of the plates are in the table and they are prepared and the food is there, and it was very delicious food. And after they finished, in the American culture, if you visit someone and after you finish, you normally go and wash the dishes with him. So he wanted to take the plate to go and wash the dishes. So he tried to take the plate. It was fixed in the table. So he told him the plate is fixed. He said yes. He said, but how do you wash the plates? He said, this is very easy. He called his dog, and the dog came and with his tongue he took everything. So this was not a good situation. Yeah. So this in brief about the type of water that we use to clean ourselves before we do salah. We will watch a small video about wudu itself, and
I think it's soon time for duhur, no?
yeah, it's after 8 minutes. I'm not sure how long does this video take. If it will take longer, then we can just take it next time. Takes 4 minutes. Yeah, you can.
اقرأ أخي ورتل القرآن اصبح بصوتك اسمع الأكوان اقرأ كلام الله داوي نفوسنا لنحس في أعماقنا الإيمان من فؤاد كالحجارة قسوة فإذا وعى القرآن
This video will teach you the basics of wudu, ablution, and salat, prayer. Wudu is the purification of the body made before prayer. It is required before prayer if one of the following has occurred: breaking wind, going to the toilet, deep sleep, significant bleeding, or sexual activity. In the case of sexual discharge, ghusl, full body ablution is required. As a mercy from Allah, a woman experiencing her menstrual cycle should not pray during this time. The intention for purification must be made from the heart, and we begin wudu by saying,
Bismillah.
the hands must be washed first from the tips of the fingers to the wrist, and this is done 3 times from the right hand, repeating the process for the left hand. Then wash your mouth and nose with your right hand, ensuring water enters both your mouth and your nose, and then clean your nose with your left hand. Repeat the process 3 times. Then wash your face from your forehead to your chin, including running your fingers through your beard if you have one. Repeat the process 3 times. Then you wash your arms from the tips of your fingers to just above your elbow. 3 times for the right arm, repeating the process 3 times for the left arm. Wet your hands and shake them from excess water, and run your hands through your hair forwards and backwards, beginning from your forehead to the back of your head to the forehead again. Clean your ears from the inside to the outside. Then we clean our feet from the tips of our toes to just above our ankles. Clean your feet from your toes first, using your hand in between each toe, right to left. Then clean your feet 3 times. Repeat the process for your left foot, using your left hand. We finish wudu by saying,
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم اجعلني من التوابين واجعلني من المتطهرين.
Easy? Yeah. So, if it is new, you will get used for it, inshallah. So, yeah, we have the Dhuhr prayer after 2 minutes. So, inshallah, next time we'll go through these steps in details. And did you get the copy of the book about Salah?
I have actually quite a few books from Iceland.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's the same books that.
Yeah, but it's the same, but it's better that we take from the same explanation. So
Yeah.
I can, if I'm not having it in the office, then I will bring it to you next time when we start describing. Yes, so inshallah you'll do the prayer with the ladies here, and Brother Dominic will go down.
Sheikh, I have one question about the prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Some months ago I read a book. I don't remember the author, but it was about the 5 pillars.
Mm.
And it said that if you make